So, there might be a big thing coming in crypto soon. And it comes in the form of donations, especially via Twitch and other social media. They could actually integrate crypto donations via this thing called Blurt. And that would actually make for a lot of transactions. And I think that would actually make for a lot of new adoptions. Because a lot of you are asking like, how should I donate crypto to you? I prefer cash, obviously. But if there was an automatic way to integrate crypto into it, where you can just click on a button and donate crypto, that would make it a whole lot easier. And that's kind of what this stuff does. And I think this can get a lot of younger kids or even 20, 30-year-olds, because 20, 30-year-olds actually do enjoy gaming, could actually adopt crypto and donate crypto coins, whether it's Bitcoin, Solana, etc., to crypto. And I brought up Solana because this is actually being developed on the Solana platform. So it's essentially another project from developers that are attending MTN DAO are building projects to support their venture capital-backed crypto companies. So Blurt is the latest creation from MTN DAO Trenches, offers a crypto-powered alternative for live streamers to collect donations from their viewers. Now, if live streamers are hoping to use this to actually escape from taxes, they're going to get in trouble. But, a lot of people would rather donate in crypto, especially like the techie crowd, rather than in dollars, because, they might not want to fund from their bank account to YouTube, but they have some extra crypto in a wallet that they could possibly donate to you, especially in Solana. Obviously each Solana is cheaper than Bitcoin, so splicing it up into smaller parts wouldn't be as big of a problem. Its development is a sign of progress for Solana innovation introduced earlier this year called Blinks that makes interacting with crypto as easy as a click and a tweet. And obviously, if streamers and stuff started accepting large amounts of donations in crypto, that could be a huge new economic momentum driver. Just by, I get some of my money via donations on YouTube, the bigger streamers get a lot more donations via YouTube as well. And that's just each streamer getting thousands of dollars each month or tens of thousands of dollars each month, or however the big YouTubers actually get. You multiply that by all the streamers on YouTube and you get a huge amount of donations. And that could amount to billions of dollars actually being transacted via social media networks. And that would actually give these cryptos, at least the ones that this is actually built on, a really solid financial transactional use case rather than just doing DeFi. And with so many people actually getting crypto and transacting in crypto, I think the community would grow. And I think some people would actually gain more confidence in crypto as people are actually making payments in crypto. And a large amount of it is actually being used to do transactional things like buying and selling. I think markets for crypto to buy goods directly with crypto will actually appear if this actually happens, when you have a lot of streamers, a lot of content creators directly getting any kind of crypto. And I think merchants will appear that accept that specific crypto or a couple of specific cryptos directly instead of converting them into cash. Yes, it's going to be a very big headache for the IRS, but realistically, that's the IRS's problem. That's really not our problem at this point. So this could actually lead to really, really big adoption in crypto, and it could be another driver into that utility market, that would actually make an actual difference. The other stuff in the utility market where it's logistics management, payments, that has made zero difference on price. I think this would actually make a difference if you get a lot of the streamers to actually adopt it. This would actually create a lot of transactions, create a lot of money flow, and I think this would actually improve vastly the liquidity if it actually spread. So this could be a big thing. This is called Blurt, and the developers are at MTN DAO. So Blurt was hardly an idea before MTN DAO opened its August edition. Now, with only a few days left before dozens of Solana blockchain-focused developers clear out of this WeWork in downtown Salt Lake City until February, it's fully functional. So they already have kind of a test pilot thing. I do think this could be pretty big, and I think people should push it. It would almost be integrated Doge tipping into Twitter, except this is Solana, of course. So this could actually be really, really big on Solana, but it's not only limited to Twitter. It's going to be kind of like a platform, like one of those streaming platforms where it's basically integrated, hopefully, into every social media stream as a plugin or something. I think it depends if these social media things people will actually accept it, because it might chip away into their own revenues. Like YouTube doesn't want people donating in crypto, obviously, because then they can't really take a cut of it. The thing, I think a lot of people were using Streamlabs earlier, and that might have been a headache for them as well. So whether Blurts gets that infusion feels almost besides the point. In an interview, TJ was non-committal about making Blurts his full-time gig. He's more like a one-man product studio that ships fast and pivots often. During the last MTN DAO 6 months ago, he was building animation programs for Apple VR headsets. I do think there needs to be a team behind this, because this could actually be a very big operation, could handle a lot of money. This is not a project where you just want to jump from one to the other if you really want to make it big. I mean, jumping from one new project to the other might be exciting, but it's also not the best way to really build your product and really have it take off. You get a bunch of little products that don't really take off, but if you really want to change the crypto industry, you do have to stick to like one revolutionary product. And even though I wouldn't consider this like super revolutionary, that really doesn't matter, because you can get billions of dollars worth of like money flow, actual money flow, not just like wash trading. This could be very big. So look out for Blurts, and it's built on Blinks, a months-old standard for accessing and executing blockchain programs directly from X, formerly Twitter. They're going to spread that to all blockchains. So, if you see something like that come up, you'll know what it is, and it could actually revolutionize, like at least like a use case in crypto that it's going to be mainly like the big networks, the smart contracts can take care of, and there's going to be a fight for the market, but it's potentially realistically a multi-billion-dollar market. And I think streamers would be okay to actually adopt this kind of thing, because they can always cash the stuff out in exchange via donations. And to them, if it makes it more convenient for people to actually like donate to them, they'll get more donations. So I think they would actually be all for it. And there is a new trend in GameFi, and Telegram is the one that's pioneering this. So there's a clicker game that's not Hamster Combat. It's called Cadison, and it's reached 800K paying users in the first 6 months. That's not just 800K users. That's 800K paying users. That's right. It's actually decently popular with almost 100 million paying users in 6 months. Now, this is a successful clicker game, and it's a Telegram clicker game. And I think like after seeing this, Apple and Android are going to have to get in the game sometime sooner or later. So this is how Telegram is going to make money off their network via crypto. Clicker games like this and other apps. So Telegram mini app Cadison, a tap-to-earn and play-to-airdrop gaming platform, announced on September 7th it had reached a total of 34 million users in its first 6 months. So not as fast growth as Hamster Combat, but Hamster Combat does not actually have a paid version, whereas Cadison definitely does, and it's just a tapping game. So here's the thing, you don't really need a complex game for millions of people to actually pay you money to play it. I'm not really sure why people would, but they do. And this is a template for success. I haven't really seen anything else get this successful besides Axie Infinity, and that was flash in a pan, obviously. In a post on the X social media platform, Cadison also claimed that it was the highest earning app on Telegram, with 800,000 paid users at an average of 33 average revenue per paying user. Obviously, that is like, $30 million, almost $30 million. I think it's like 27 million. And for a clicker game, that's pretty good. That is a lot of profit. So Cadison ranks top 1 in revenue among all Telegram apps. There are more than 2 million active on-chain Cadison players, which is actually a lot for like a crypto game, any crypto game, not just a Telegram one. And the cumulative number of paying users has reached 800,000 with an ARPPU of $33. Cadison is comparable to top mobile games. And it must be driving Apple and Android nuts that Telegram has one of the top mobile games out there. Maybe like one of the top earning mobile games out there. So they'll actually have to get something involved. And I think Apple and Android are going to have to like more and more embrace crypto. So it was launched in early 2024 as Pluto's first publishing endeavor. In the time since, it's received support from Hashkey and Binance Labs. So they've actually had a pretty good pump, but it's pretty amazing that it has 800,000 paying users. So really interesting, and this could actually be where GameFi goes. Yes, they're simple games, and yes, I know a lot of you don't like them. They're just clicker games. I think they're kind of pointless, but you gotta make what the market wants, and obviously there's a demand in the market for these crappy little clicker games. and people are actually willing to pay to play them for whatever reason. But remember, these are mobile gamers. They're not your hardcore gamers. They're not like COD, LOL, those kind of players. They're like your Candy Crush type of players. So it does kind of make sense that a clicker game would actually appeal to that group. And it does actually make sense that like they would actually be able to or want to pay a lot of money for it, because look at Candy Crush. I mean, it's basically like just trying to crush like candy blocks, and they spend like so much money on like lollipop tools or whatever to beat those levels. So that's where the GameFi thing could be heading. And it would actually be good for some gaming companies to actually make some of these games just so they can support themselves financially, and then use this revenue from these games to actually make like their really big games. But these games actually have like a lot less resistance from the playing audience than your AAA titles, where the hardcore gamers are just averse to connecting their wallets and using crypto. So that's kind of like an interesting development. Not really sure if the GameFi community likes that, but that is one way to go. I also want to explain why weekends typically like maybe trend a little bit bearish. Now, it's not only because that there's low volume, although that probably does play into it. It's kind of like with the news that actually comes out. Like big amounts of news does affect the market, like the CPI stuff, what the Fed does, big partnerships like Nvidia, Apple, stuff like that. We've seen like certain coins actually go up just on that, or like huge positive announcements. Well, those announcements tend to not happen on weekends, because even though crypto is a 24/7 market, the people behind these companies are not 24/7 markets, and they don't generally make announcements on weekends because they're not in the office and they're not at home. They're actually taking their time off just like the rest of us. Humans can't operate and work 24/7. With like the sleep schedule and that, it's not really like targeted to one place, because obviously one side of the world sleeps, the other side of the world is like active and waking up. But with the weekend thing, it kind of is, because even if you get to like Australia, it's like 20 something hours ahead. So like while they have Saturday, you have Sunday. So there's at least like a day or something like in between, where like nothing happens. And that's why like I see Saturday and Sunday when I log on to crypto, there's almost no new news, and that makes it harder to make a video, obviously. But because of that, weekends tend to tilt bearish because there's no like good news coming out. But if something massively crashes, then it actually comes out, and like the market turns bearish. Like crypto runs 24/7, so a project could always rug pull or crash 24/7. And yes, if they're planning to rug pull, they can easily choose a weekend day to rug pull while everyone's out, and that might even be more likely. Or if a project like massively crashes because of some error or endeavor, that can easily happen on a weekend as well. But generally, like no like really bullish or good news for crypto projects really come out on weekends, because for legal decisions they do that during the weekday. For like Fed and monetary decisions, they also do that during the weekday. So weekends I think tend to be slightly bearish or tilt bearish, because like there's way more propensity for like really bad news to happen on the weekend than really good news to happen on the weekend, because bad news doesn't really always depend on like regulation or what the Fed does. It can just be like, hey, the project crashed, or hey, Ethereum suffered a mishap or something like that. Cardano suffered a mishap. So a lot of stuff that can go wrong on weekends, and there's not too many like big positive announcements. And the other thing is Arthur Hayes is suddenly turning bullish about Bitcoin again. Now, he was the one that was worried that, warning people that Bitcoin might dip under 50K, probably for his own nefarious reasons. He actually took a short when he did that, and he profited 3%. So he actually closed his short, and he said, everyone, I'm bullish again, right after he closed his own short. So he does put his money where his mouth is, but he is in a position where he can actually manipulate these things to actually make a small bumper drop. And if he's leveraging really hard, that's almost guaranteed money for Arthur Hayes, because despite everything and the fact that he's like the captain of BitMEX, which I don't really trust, and there's been, like some shady stuff going on over there, and it's actually been targeted by a lot of like regulatory authorities. A lot of people still listen to big figures like Arthur Hayes for whatever reason, and he can easily control a couple of buys and sells, shorts and longs. So people like that tend to have some kind of influence, and they can actually influence a market a specific kind of way, especially for smaller coins. But as of now, he is once again bullish on Bitcoin. I don't think he sees 50K again because he closed it short. And if he saw 50K, he would not actually close it short. So he thinks like the tumultuous situation right now is mostly over, and they're going to see a rally over the next week. At least that's kind of like what he's hinting at in his latest spiel. Now, I wouldn't really listen to Arthur Hayes. I think like a lot of these like big guys just like take a short and then try to influence the market in one way or the other, take a long, try to influence the market one way or the other. But he has erased his bearish prediction and replaced it with a bullish one because we did not hit 50K over the weekend, and we actually surged back up to like 54. We even hit 55 once, but not enough to actually stabilize it. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.